Hey guys, this is your fiery friend the Infernoman here, and if you're into games, you're right where you need to be. But before we get into it, if you like the content that I put out there, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit me up with a like, or even better, subscribe to me. It really shows that people do care about my content. Now, if you have questions, comments, stuff you'd like to see played or discussed, you can @me on Twitter or chat directly with me as I stream 2 to 3 times a week on Twitch. A visual link for those are up on the screen right now, and I will have direct links in the details below. And for today's video, we will ask all of you the question, are you a fan of Harry Potter? Do you like college rivalries? Well, Magic has got the set for you coming out. Coming soon to all of us, it'll be Strixhaven. This is our first initial look and my first initial impressions of the set. So my initial way of thinking I'm going to do this is for each of the sections that they have revealed for us for Strixhaven, I'm just going to give a 1 to 2 minute quick little rundown of what we're reading, what my reaction is to it, and the card that was previewed for each of these sections. And afterwards, at the very end of the video, I'll just give my final thoughts on what I feel going into this set that's coming out still about 2 months away. Again, this is not going to be very long, mainly because we weren't given that much information. This is just the first look at it. All right, let's go ahead, let's get started. So to begin, we're going over the first of the schools, called Lorehold. Loreholds are diligent researchers and daring adventurers, passionate scholars obsessed with history. They explore the past by poring over archaeological artifacts and summoning long-dead spirits. For some students, the past is a rich tapestry worthy of disciplined study, while others wear that tapestry like a cape as they jump down into the forgotten tomb. Their motto is, leave no stone unturned, and here's an example of their powerful Lorehold magic. So this group kind of sounds like a combination of from Harry Potter Gryffindor meets Indiana Jones. So, interesting card. I don't know. The hard part is since Boros is always the colors of aggro, it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. We've never actually had, I don't think, any red and white spirits, so I'm curious to see where this goes. You can notice looking at the card real quick, there are some interesting options there. You kind of see that there is kind of a lightning helix effect to it if you want to, and sacrificing a permanent to draw 2 cards is one of the last options in the command. That's kind of interesting. Not quite on flavor for the colors, but I'm curious to see where it's going to go. All right, let's go move on to the next one. Next up is Prismari. Prismari are the theater kids of Strixhaven, and magic is how they express themselves. Their spells can be spectacles of raw creativity or meticulous artistic expressions. All the world is stage, and whether their art is informed by mind or emotion, Prismari are always leaving a lasting impression. Their motto is, express yourself with the elements. And here's an example of powerful Prismari magic. Okay, well, they said it, not me, so the theater kids. So it sounds like to me with the way they are designing it, it kind of reminds me from Ravnica's Is It League, basically, meets the Glee Club, which, again, not a bad thing. I mean, I guess I should consider myself somewhat of an artist since I'm doing this stuff and I love editing. So I'm curious, of course, as to see where this goes. Looking at the command real briefly. All right, so the only thing that kind of throws me off is, again, this is kind of like, I guess you're kind of putting a twist on some of the flavor. You're expecting blue-red to have a counter spell within one of its cards, and of course this is the first card, but seeing from the command there's no counterspell option from the choose too, so that kind of is a disappointment, but that's not really a bad thing. I mean, obviously right now one of the big decks right now is the Is It Snow deck that uses the dragon right now. Oh, darn, I can't remember its name right now. I'll have to put it up after I edit this, but you can see right there, you can create a treasure token, which is kind of cool. Destroying an artifact at instant speed is also nice for 3 mana, and being able to either discard 2 cards and draw is pretty nice too. Dealing 2 damage to any targets, it's okay. If it was 3 damage, I think this would probably be a little bit more in line with what you're getting out of it. But overall, this is not bad. I can see probably this card getting some play, if not in standard. I would still say it's probably a standard card. Historic, maybe not so much. But again, time will tell. All right, with that, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Next up is Quadrix. Quadrix mages are ingenious math magicians. They study patterns, fractals, and symmetries to command power over the fundamental forces of nature. They'll solve a Rubik's Cube while contemplating the metaphysical properties of the universe, and they can recite every number of pi backwards. Their motto is, math is magic. And here's an example of powerful Quadrix magic. How do I put this? I'm very apprehensive to Simic colors, so everything that's blue-green right now kind of makes me cringe. And I guess it's just, let's just say we've all had our little PTSD moments here. Ugh. But in any case, for the card itself real quick, Let's see. So looking at it right now, it looks, again, it looks okay. I don't see myself actually playing this card, mainly because you can see right there, even at instant speed, putting some counters on a creature, it's on flavor. Being able to bounce something for value is also okay too. You can see right here also the counter target artifact or enchantment is kind of decent right now. We do have a lot of that going in the format, so that might actually be relevant. And being able to shuffle up to 3 target cards from a graveyard into their library, that's not too bad actually. I mean, okay, so this card's mediocre, I'm going to say right now, but as again, this is just my initial reaction. Funny thing as I look at Quadrix is the funny meta joke I can think about real quick with this is this school probably ironically would be the school that actually would play Magic the Gathering in its own college. A little meta humor there. But all right, let's continue on and see what else we have. Now we get to Silverquill. Silverquill wields the magic of words, from aspiring battle poetry to biting arcane insults. Stylish, intimidating, and tirelessly competitive, these mages are born leaders with razor-sharp wit and natural charisma that can be used for good or for ill. Their motto is, sharp style, sharper wit. And here's an example of powerful Silverquill magic. So this sounds like a Slytherin fashionista slash... I bet these guys would be really good at rap battles. That's how I interpret this. So this actually is kind of interesting. I kind of am fascinated to see where this one goes. Looking at the command card that they have, it's sorcery speed and choose 2. Target creature gets 3/3 and gains flying until end of turn. And whoa, hold on. Mana value. Oh boy. So it looks like converted mana cost is no more, guys. Looks like going forward from this point onward, we're now going to call converted mana cost to mana value. Ugh, that's going to retrain my brain to fix that in my head in the future. But anyways, I feel like that's going to be a whole nother video talking about mana value and other words that they've changed over the years. Let's see. Being able to draw a card and lose 1 life, and target opponent sacrifices a creature. All right. It's, again... I feel like this card would have been better if it was instant speed. Instant speed, and I think this card would have been solid. Like, immediately, like, I would play this. But sorcery speed, I think, is what they purposely did just to make sure it's not too powerful. But, I don't know. Well, again, this is another one of those we'll have to wait and see kind of cards. But, honestly, I actually like this card more than the others that I've seen so far. I would actually probably would use this, mainly because Loris is still a thing, and being able to return a creature to the battlefield for 2 or less, it fits in that deck. But again, we'll have to wait and see, guys. All right, move on to the last one. And finally, Witherbloom. Witherbloom are goth bio majors. They draw power from the essence of living beings, whether that means enhancing nature or exploiting it. Witherbloom mages are mostly at home, riding zombie crocs, picking herbs for potions, and hanging out in their swamps making grim jokes. Okay. Their motto is, get your hands dirty. Here's an example of powerful Witherbloom magic. You can see from their command right here at sorcery speed. Alright, looking at this real quick. I mean, this definitely is on par for what you expect from Golgari colors anyways, so it's interesting so far. Oh, there it is again. You can see it right there. Mana value. Oh boy. Well, again, the same problem I'm seeing with the last one is it's sorcery speed, so it's going to be a little slow. But 2 mana is actually not that bad. That's actually still playable. I will say, though, if it was, again, instant speed, I think this definitely would have been solid as a card I would use. But obviously, I'm guessing Wizards changed to sorcery purposely, so that way it's not a super powerful card. Overall, though, I could see just looking at it, I'm like, well, I mean, being able to destroy non-creature, non-land permanent with a value, sorry, I got to get used to that instead of converted mana cost, 2 or less it's not bad. But again, it's still too early for all this, and I think that's just my main thing. I'm just gonna say in the wrap up real quick. So after that, I'm a little bit more interested in it. Originally, months ago, I wasn't really caring about this set. I felt very kind of meh. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna play Magic, but this seems a little bit better than what I was expecting. So I'm going to be optimistic, but I'm still going to be a little hesitant. Again, we're still very early on. We still don't get previews for another month, so we'll have to wait and see until then as to what my true reaction will be to this ed. But overall, you guys tell me, what do you think? Are you liking the fact that Magic is trying to just cash in a little bit on the Harry Potter thing? I mean, a little couple years late after the series is already done. Sorry, I didn't say anything there. But yeah, you tell me. Are you interested in seeing what other cards are going to be there? Do you actually think this is going to be a very wizard heavy theme going forward with this set? I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, aside from that, thanks again for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe if I helped you out, you learned something, or at least I entertained you. And until next time, no matter what you do play in the game of life, always remember to burn bright. Later.